Hello and welcome back to Galgorm Hall double gauge layout. This is the October update for 2017 and it just want to show you what's been happening over the last couple of months since the last update and plans sort of moving forward from here. As you can see, track is down. We have trains running right the way around the loft on the double main line, but unfortunately I've run out of track. I have had it on order for the last 6 weeks or so from my local model shop and keep getting stonewalled as to what's happening with that. So I may have to look elsewhere to order up the next box of FlexiTrack to get the branch line done and all the sidings sorted. But I can run trains. Everything has been wired up and everything's running okay. So at least there's something to play with. So let's take a look around the layout and see what's been happening. So once the baseboards were completed, I started on the track and we started in this section here with the 2 crossover points and then moved clockwise round the room until we reached the top end again at the station. Where all the fiddly track point work was to be installed. So let's go and take a look at that. Now, as you can see here, all the point work has been dealt with, crossing over each of the 2 main lines and feeding off into the different sidings, except for this top section here, which we need some more FlexiTrack before we can make those connections complete. I haven't 100% settled on the track formation up here, but the thinking at the minute is that it will be some sort of engine shed and marshalling yard for a couple of DMUs. So the engine shed will go off in the 2 right hand points and then the DMUs can be parked on a curve on the left hand points. On this point here, I think I'm going to bring a spur back up here, which will have a coaling or refueling depot for either, well, probably will be for steam or maybe a refueling point for the DMUs and diesel locos. All the points have their motors, PL10 or Pico PL10 point motors fitted and tested, and at some point we'll get, well, once we get all the point work finalized, I will get the board made up, the Mimic panel board made up for the control switches for those point motors. I'll just take a wee quick look underneath the boards just to show the untidiness of everything. So yeah, let's have a look at that. So here's one small section of the boards underneath. I probably should have been a little bit tidier with things as we went along, but you know how it is, you just sort of get on with it, you're doing it, and all of a sudden you've got a spaghetti junction of wires underneath. But I think I can follow everything and everything's fairly well spaced apart, that if we do have any issues in the future, we should be able to rectify those problems fairly quickly. I finished laying the track about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Well, finished laying what I could finish due to running out of that FlexiTrack. So once I got a wee bit bored of just running trains round and round in a loop, it was time to start thinking maybe of doing some of the scenic side of things while we were waiting on the track for the station. I think I've mentioned before in one of the previous videos that I mean, this is all being based in Ballymena, and the only sort of original standing structure is the signal box. So I had to start at a look at it, and this is all being scratch built from card and plastic card, and will go in this section. So let's have a look at that. So this is the signal box, made of a card base and then laid over top with the plastic card brick, and it's been painted. The top section is all plain plastic card, cut size, scribed in the bottom sections, if you can maybe see there, for the timber, and then the timber uprights all added onto it as well. The inside floor is foam board, and it's all been scribed and marked to represent the timbers, and then painted to give a weathered timber look. I am waiting on windows for the box, and I'm hoping Justin at Scale Model Scenery is in the process of getting those designed and produced for me, and we should hopefully hear from him soon, and I'll be able to sort of move on further with the box. The box has sort of come to a bit of a standstill as well. I'm waiting on more plastruct strips for the back windows, the windows itself for the upper section, before I can actually start moving on and doing the roof. There's a little bit of a bow on this side in particular because of the weakness of the card, but once the windows are in place and we get the roof onto it as well, everything should sort of start settling itself down. So that's where we are with that. The brickwork is Slater's plastic card, and it's just been painted on. And if you want to check out one of my other videos to show how I go about painting the brickwork, please do so. It's a very simple process and has quite an effective finish to it. Moving forward, hopefully we'll get some more track in the next couple of weeks, and I can continue on with the track laying. What's still to do in the track will be the section here. This will be a small siding for some goods wagons, with some more coming down this way here. On this side, as I've already said, we'll have the engine shed, and then the line comes up here behind the signal box to the bay platform for the branch line. All the track work still needs laying for that branch line to the branch station, and yeah, so there's still quite a bit of track work to do. While we're waiting for that, I'll carry on with the signal box. I'll maybe actually this weekend start working on the roof while I'm waiting on other materials arriving for the rest of the box, and then maybe start thinking about some of the design or some of the architecture side of things for the station area itself. I met a chap recently who has taken photographs of the old Ballymena railway station, all in black and white, but they've proved invaluable in terms of what was there in up until the refurbishment back in the early 1980s. So I'll be able to use those photographs, and hopefully some of the other archive stuff that I've been able to trawl through and pick up online, and get some fairly accurate representation of what the station used to look like. What else? I might actually, if I was able to get the track down, I think I would like to start as well looking at some of the country scenics. Whenever I was doing the previous layout, I concentrated on one board at a time, which is fine, you get a whole section done, but at the end of the day it begins to get a little bit monotonous working on the same areas all the time. So if I just move between the boards and do something just as and when the notion takes me, it'll hopefully keep my interests in it going, and yeah, the boredom and that monotony won't sort of be a factor then. So there we are. Hopefully I'll have another update soon, and we'll have some more progress on the track. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. So chat soon. Bye bye.